The first card you have, your past, is, excuse me, the Three of Pentacles. Yes, I hope this is going to make sense. I'm actually seeing a friend or someone you're very close to. It could also be a relative. You're not able to get close to them for some reason, because someone else is around them. Someone's stopping them from being close to you. They might be stopping them from even being themselves, if that makes sense. I'm not sure if this other person is actually controlling them, but I'm just getting this feeling that you've lost this person in some way. They're around you physically, or they were talking to you physically, but you lost who they actually were. You lost the core of this person. Maybe you lost, they lost their personality or something like that. I'm seeing you trying to, you were trying to have conversations with this friend or this relative or whoever this was, but what they were saying sounded like someone else. It was almost like they were sounding exactly like this other person. When they were speaking to you, the words of this other person were coming through their mouth, if that makes sense. This person might be in a situation that they actually need to get out of. They might be in a controlling situation, or they might be in a difficult relationship or something quite bad. I think you could see this at this time. You could see this was going on, and you were kind of very, very worried about this. Maybe you thought that you might lose them if you kind of came in and said anything. Because I'm seeing you kind of thinking, should I come in and should I say, oh, you're being controlled, you sound like this person, you need to get away from them. But then you kind of think, if I say that, I might lose them altogether. They might say, well, I won't talk to you ever again, and I might cut you off. And then they won't have that support from you. So it was a very, very delicate, very difficult situation. And yes, what they were saying, you felt frustrated, you wanted to do something, but you felt that you couldn't really do anything. And yes, you didn't want to distance yourself from them, even though you're frustrated. I'm seeing that. I'm seeing that, if they are being controlled and you're still going through this with them and they're being isolated, they're going to need as many people around them supporting them as possible. They're going to need people outside of this controlling situation around them. Obviously not kind of saying, oh, that's fantastic, or not someone, obviously not, I can't think of the word, what's the word? Not supporting it. You're not going to support this controlling or this relationship, but you want to support them as an individual, and you want to be there for them in case they do decide to leave. Because I'm seeing that what's going to happen with this person is, as they become more and more isolated, people around them are going to become more frustrated, and they're going to distance themselves or cut themselves off from this person. And that's what the controlling person wants. They want that to happen. You don't want to let the controlling person win, because if this person that you're kind of close to, this relative or this friend, if they end up with nobody, then they can't escape that person. So you need to be there. I don't need to lecture, I'm sorry about this, but you really need to be there for this person. It's going to be very, very delicate and very difficult if you do keep on with this person. But I really hope that you do, because they're going to need someone around them supporting them and helping them. They might need someone to call in the middle of the night and say, I need to move, please help me. They're going to have someone around them. And so, I'm seeing that quite clearly. So, but be very delicate, handle this very sensitively. Obviously, don't enable the controlling, don't enable them being in that relationship, but don't put pressure on them to leave either. Don't say, you have to leave, because then they might become overwhelmed, they might become upset with you, and then they might cut you off, and that's not good for them. I hope this all makes sense to you, and I hope, I really hope this doesn't resonate, because I hope you're not around someone like that, because it's a horrible thing to go to. But this is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing that you probably were around somebody like that, and you probably still are. The next card you have, your past, is the Two of Pentacles. So yes, I'm getting this feeling of you really picking up this possible controlling going on with this person in the Three of Pentacles, a lot more than other people would. A lot of people might not even see this, they might not realize anything was going on, or they might not kind of be so sensitive toward this. But you pick this up, you're very sensitive toward this behavior or toward this situation. You've actually been through a time in your more distant past where you weren't taken seriously, where you did feel crushed, maybe not controlled, but you were feeling like you were kind of pushed down, ground down in a way. You didn't have a voice. That's what I'm seeing. And so that's why you were really sensing that this is what this person was going through. You knew what this was when you saw it. Now, you're actually a very well-balanced person usually. But when you pick up on something that triggers this in you, this what you had, what you went through, remembering all of this, remembering being pushed down, that's what sends you out of balance, like this Two of Pentacles. That's what sends you kind of seesawing up and down in your emotions. And so, if this resonates, you're 100% right to act on this and to help them. But again, as I was seeing in the Three of Pentacles, be very careful. It's a very delicate situation. And so, yes, usually you're stable, usually you're balanced, but then when something triggers off this memory of what you went through, it sets you out of balance, and that's why you were so sensitive toward what was happening. The last card you passed is the Eight of Pentacles. So your past is full of coins, lots of work going on. You had a lot of money coming in. You're probably earning quite well at work, or you might have had, some windfalls coming in for you as well. Despite this other situation going on. I'm seeing that, yes, you're working very hard at work. Things were going quite well with you. I am seeing a few frustrations around work that were happening with you as well. I'm sorry to keep on bringing up terrible things, but this is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a lot of repetition, a lot of things repeating themselves. So yes, you were earning, everything was stable, everything was fine, money was coming in, there was no problem. That's what I'm seeing. You were very focused on your work. There were some things that you had to alter. I'm seeing you had to redo things. I'm seeing things repeating themselves, going backwards and forwards, a bit like a conveyor belt, like something comes along on the conveyor belt and you deal with it, and then it goes back around and the same thing comes back around again, and you think, I don't want to have to deal with this again. So I'm seeing that, someone was making you do this. There was either a system or a person set up that was making you do things again and again and again. It could be that you had maybe a client or a supervisor asking you to make changes to things over and over and over again, saying, oh yes, I like that, that's fine. Oh no, actually, can you change that? Oh, now I want to change something else. Oh, now I want to change another thing. Oh, now I'm not happy with this. And it's like, oh, this just keeps on coming back and back and back, and I have to keep doing this again. I'm seeing that emoji, that one that's kind of grimacing or smiling through gritted teeth. So this is how you were toward whoever was making you do this again and again. You were being professional, you're kind of trying to smile, you're kind of not showing your frustration. That's what I'm seeing, but you are very frustrated, very frustrated. The first card you have for your present is the Chariot. So yes, look at how serious this driver is. You have a very driven, very difficult, very picky person around you in the workplace. Again, I'm seeing, or a work project or whatever this was you're working on. I'm seeing, this was either a supervisor or maybe it was a client or someone who was very, very picky, very difficult. They wanted to do things again and again. They weren't happy with this, they weren't happy with that. And you had to just keep on repeating the same thing, redoing things. It was so frustrating. I'm seeing this is still happening to you in your present. I'm really sorry to hear that. This person's on one track. They're on one track. They're on one track only. They don't take to anyone or anything who goes outside of this narrow road that they're traveling on. So you really handled them a lot better than I would. You were really kind of trying to be professional, trying to kind of bargain with them in a way, or talk to them, or try and kind of tell them about things, tell them, that, maybe they should be satisfied with this, or trying to talk them out of things, but it didn't work. They were still like that. But yes, you were still very professional around this person. I'm also seeing another thing. I'm seeing that Yes, I'm seeing the situation that you went through in your more distant past might still be affecting some of your relationships. I'm seeing, if you are in a relationship, or if you're in a love situation, or even a friendship, or someone you might be talking to, or someone like that, I'm seeing someone around you who actually really does care for you, who really does love you, actually. They might be very busy at this time as well. There's a lot of busyness around this reading, so they might be very busy. They might be swamped with work. They might have a lot on. They might be preoccupied in their mind with a lot of different things. I'm seeing that you might be feeling they're distancing themselves from you at this time, but I'm not seeing they're doing that. I'm seeing this is just a feeling coming from you, because again, I'm seeing when someone does this, when they start to distance themselves, when they start to kind of not listen to you, even if they don't mean to, they're just preoccupied in their head. This triggers off this feeling again that I was seeing in the Two of Pentacles, that you start to feel like, oh, this person doesn't care about me. They don't want me around. They don't take me seriously. They don't care about my feelings. All of that kind of thing. It starts triggering this huge kind of explosion of feelings inside you. Now, this other person's fine, they're busy, they're preoccupied, but there's no problem. Even if there is a distance, I'm not seeing this as anything to do with you. Try to calm yourself, try to relax yourself if you can. Yes, try to do this. This is triggering off this negative memory. I keep on seeing that. It really, really turned your feelings off balance. I'm seeing that again. So there are two things that are kind of turning your emotions off balance, kind of throwing them off balance, I'm trying to say. So try and get, the Chariot can be about balance as well. So try and get some balance in your feelings. Try and do that. If that means meditating, if that means thinking about your past, realizing that that's where this is being triggered from, if that means counseling, if that means whatever it means for you, whatever feels best for you, you really need to address this, and you need to do something about this, because it's really, you can't have, you're going along fine and then suddenly you're out of balance, up in the air. You can't have that. You need to be in control of your feelings. The next card you have, your present, is the Ace of Pentacles. So yes, obviously this is the best card ever. So this is reminding you again that things are stable in this connection. Things are stable in this relationship. In the Chariot, they're a lot more stable than you're imagining. Again, if this resonates and you're still feeling unstable, try to look inside yourself, try to think about where these unbalanced feelings are coming from. You're not the person that this person in your past tried to make you into. They tried to make you into this kind of person who wasn't good enough, this person who felt bad about themselves, this person who wasn't listened to. You're not that person. You're not that person. You're special. You're unique. You're new. You're you. Not new, you. You need to seek some kind of help, whatever it is, counseling. I've said this before, but yes, you know what I'm talking about. Try and get some help for that. The last card you have, your present, is the Hierophant. So yes, with this card being right after the Ace of Pentacles, I'm seeing two things in this. Firstly, I'm seeing your relationship is a lot more stable than you think. You might be pushing this person away with your instability, with your kind of sensitivity. Try not to do that. This is a stable person. They love you. They care about you. You've got the Ace of Pentacles, plus you've got the Hierophant, which can mean marriage or a very long-term, long-lasting relationship, something very serious. I'm also seeing that there's an opportunity. There's something opening up for you, for your career. And I'm seeing that again because, yes, there were pentacles all over this in your past, and also in your present you have the Ace. So pentacles everywhere. So yes, career opportunities. This is about you ascending to a higher level. So this could be a whole new position. It could be a promotion at work or something like that. It might be an opportunity to run your own business or something else. This is something that's going to, yes, elevate you. If you look at this Hierophant, he's in a high position. He's up high, he's teaching people, he's telling people what the rules are, he's commanding, people are looking up to him. These two monks down the bottom are looking up to him, they're listening to what he has to say. You could be in charge of other people in this position. But again, I know I keep on saying this, get your emotional issues dealt with before you go through this. The higher up you go at work, the more people you have to deal with, the more egos you have to deal with, the more difficult people you have to deal with. And, just get your emotions in check. You don't want your emotions kind of ruining this for you. That's what I'm seeing. The first card you have, your future, is the Ten of Cups. Again, you have a happy, stable future ahead of you. Probably with this person that you're with in the Chariot. I can't see why not. You're with them. You're happy. They're stable, they want you, there's not any problem with this person. Address your insecurities again before you can really move together properly on any other level with this person. You are going to do that, but you need to address your emotions. You don't want to push them away. If that's what you're doing, you don't want to do that. Don't push this person away. They're a very special person. Yes, this is going to be a very happy future for you if you address your emotions. That's what I'm seeing. I'm also seeing you meeting up with someone at this time. You're going to be meeting up with someone who has children, young children. Actually, this might be a family member. And you're going to be just meeting up, having a kind of a mini reunion with this person. That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing you maybe playing with children or talking to children. And yes, this is a very beautiful, positive card. I'm getting a lot of positive feelings around this meeting or this reunion that you're going to have. This is really nice. The next card you have, your future, is the Seven of Wands. So yes, I'm seeing a lot of these battles happening again in the workplace. A lot of these are internal battles. A lot of these are frustrations around what's going on at work with this difficult person. Also, I'm seeing that there's a kind of a system. There's kind of a system or something like that in your workplace that might be set up, and it might be making everyone feel frustrated. It's a kind of a system that's sort of set up, or some set of rules or something like that everyone has to follow, and it kind of makes everyone kind of feel unhappy, chaotic, almost as if they're pitted against each other, some kind of competition or something like that. I don't know what's happening with me. I don't know why I can't speak. Yes, so people are pitted against each other in some kind of competitive way. Now, there's nothing wrong with competition. There's nothing wrong with kind of clean, honest competition. That's absolutely fine. But this is a kind of a nasty competition. This is where people feel like they have to kind of outdo each other or be a bit nasty. It kind of makes people feel a little bit ruthless in that way. It's not very nice. I get a bad feeling around that. And yes, if this resonates, and this is another negative around your workplace or whatever you're doing in work at this time, please think about this opportunity that I saw in the Ace of Pentacles and the Hierophant. Please think about this. You can do this. You can do this. Some work needs to come from you to push forward in this, to be able to enable you to be able to do this, but also you're going to have to work on your emotions to be able to do this as well. Two things. The last card you have, your future, is the Four of Cups. So yes, this hand is very similar to the hand that you see in all the Ace cards. This hand bringing forward an opportunity to you. I'm seeing you might be actually tempted at this time to say no to this work opportunity or whatever this is. It could be because of the strong feeling of maybe not feeling good enough that comes from your past. It might be that, or it might be for practical reasons because you're going to be very busy at this time. Please don't dismiss this. Please don't dismiss this opportunity I'm seeing. It's a very good one. At least think about it. Of course, I can't tell you what to do. You have to follow your own instincts and do what you need to do, what you think's best for you, of course. But I am seeing this is a good opportunity. At least think about this. At least meditate on this if this is something you do, or think about it, get a clear head about this. Follow your instincts. But I am seeing that you can do this, and I'm seeing that this is a good opportunity for you.